one of, let me get that. I should have put up my other camera, huh, so I could see, look down what I was doing. Stop. Hey garden friends, welcome back. And what are we up to today in the greenhouse? You know, it's a little cool. Well, it says it's 50, but it feels cooler. So I'm going to light my little fire. Yes, this is an alcohol burner. Yes, there we go. And I use it to melt holes in my seed starting containers or my winter sowing containers. Yep, that's all good. I'll scoot it back a little bit. Warm my hands whenever I need to. That's an alcohol stove. If you didn't know, I got it on Amazon. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. I saw one. People hand make them, but they're concrete. Pretty good size, and they're thick, and they just have the little hole in the center. They look like they're about 5 inches deep. And the hole looks maybe it's like the size of a soup can, if that. But the walls of the concrete are thick on the little thing. It's kind of like this crock, but it's just concrete and it's thicker. I have my alcohol stove sitting down in there on something propping it up so it's not up against the crock. So anyways, those are really neat. They were $75 though, so it's like, ooh. I might DIY ones one day, but I like my little alcohol burner, and it uses 91% alcohol, so that works. So today, what are we up to today? We are going to repot this ZZ plant, Zamioculus. I don't know how to pronounce the true name. Everybody, well, a lot of people know them as ZZ plants or Zanzibar Gem or whatever, but I just love it. And let's divide it, and we'll talk about it. So let's get rolling. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and or share with your friends. It really helps my channel. So also, if you want to subscribe and hit the notification button, then you'll know whenever I'm coming on here to chat with you a bit about gardening and what have you. So there's that too. Alrighty, let's get to our plant. Now, this is the very first ZZ plant I ever had. I picked it up, I don't even remember. Oh, picked it up at the grocery store. And this is the toughest plant I have ever grown. It's obviously overgrown. It's trying to bulge out of this little pot. I bought it in this little pot and I just left it in it. This thing thrives on neglect. So if you just had seen my African violet video on I was reviving them, that I nearly killed them all, then you'll know that I neglected my houseplants this year. So this one thrived and is just doing beautiful, but it needs to be divided because it's getting too big for this pot, and I don't want, they'll get really big. And I don't want it really big. I want to keep them small because this one was on my windowsill. It was perfect spot for it. And I would like to keep one on that windowsill. So I'm going to unpot it and then we will repot it. So let's see, I should probably put that over there. Sorry if that's noisy. And get a small tray to do this in. Do I have a small tray here? Okay, because that I usually do it in that, but I think I'll get a flatter tray. That way you can see better what I'm doing. So let me see over here. Yeah, I have this. It's just one of those trays you put potted plants in. It's a water catch tray for me. But let's see. Let's take this out. Now these are native to drier areas, and don't throw away the leaves. I can root that. That's another way you propagate it, is you root the stems and leaves. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. Yeah, this thing is just, I don't want to break any off. I saw one gal doing it, and she had to cut the pot, which I just may have to. Or maybe if I just get my, garden knife and put it down between the edges, and maybe that'll help loosen it from this pot. Now this has tubers, and they hold water, so when you don't water it, it still survives just fine. And this thing's pretty doggone dry. But it's probably because it's so root bound that there was no soil to hold moisture. Yeah, this thing's really in here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and see if I loosened it enough to pull it up. I'm trying not to break any more stems. Well, I am going to have to just cut that thing. And I can see why that one person that was doing it, that I was watching just to make sure I was doing this right, had to do it this way. Because once they get so root bound, yeah, it just doesn't want to come out. Okay, cut it. Now I'm just going to pull it apart, make it wider so I can get that out. Off to the trash it goes. Alrighty. Hopefully you can see everything I'm doing here. I can even check. That's me. I get going with what I'm doing and forget to check on things like the details like that. Do I have my glasses? Yes. Good. I need to look. Now there's tons of roots all through here, but there's also should be tubers. Yes. You see that? These tubers? Real big. Hopefully it's zooming in there on you. So one way you can do this is to, I could wet this and then divide out the tubers individually, because right now I can't really see what's what. So let me just kind of get some wiggle room in there, remove some of the roots or soil so I can see what's going on. Somebody chopping. I heard a chop saw. Okay, there, that one pulled loose. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. You see that one? It's got a big old tuber there. And I will put it in a pot that is probably the same size as that one that I took it out of. And that should work. I think I'm going to use, right. Now I'm going to put it in. This is a little self-watering pot here. And I am going to mix up a little bit of sand. I don't have any perlite, which helps with drainage. And since this loves to be drained, I would have to be extra careful with this. So maybe that's not the best decision. Maybe I should get a small, excuse my arm, small terracotta pot. I think that would work well because it's really easy to see. This one's really small. I don't know if I want them that small. Okay, here's some. They're a little bit bigger. Not too much. And then I need a little piece of, I had one that was already partially broken, so I just broke it the rest of the way. Sorry if that was a bit noisy. But that stops it from leaking. I also have those little mesh bags sometimes I put in the bottom. But okay, so I'm going to mix up some soil over here. Piece of an African violet. And mix it with some sand. Extra drainage. I usually prefer horticultural sand. It has bigger pieces. But this was just going to have to work because it's what I have on hand. And that's the way I fly. So then, I've got too much in there. I want this to sit down in there. And I'm just going to fill it back up with the sandy soil mix, firm it in, and hopefully, is that loose because it's broken or is it loose because it's loose? So there we go. And if this is too floppy and it's not going to stand up straight, I would cut it off and then try to root it. But there's one. Now let's see here. So there seems to be, let's see if we can kind of pull them apart. Just teasing. I'm just pulling and teasing it apart. Ooh, that one came. And there's probably 2 here if I wanted to separate them out. But I think I want to keep them together to keep it a little fuller looking. So I'm going to get another little pot. Now, it wouldn't hurt if they were a little bit bigger, but I don't have any that are mid-size. But I think these will work great. Now, these are kind of stuck together. Let me see if this will help. Oh, yep, that did the trick. So this one seems to be bigger around than the last one, so that one will probably work very well. And I need to get a little piece of crockery to put in the bottom to prevent it from, no, that's not a good size. I'll have to break that one. So hold your ears. I'm going to break this one again. And that didn't work. Well, still got to break it some more. Okay, that's enough to protect the dirt from going out of the hole. More soil and sand. You notice I'm not too precise. You don't need to be. And I'm just going to get, I think I'm going to get 3 or 4 plants out of this. I'm going to have to start selling plants. Got so many. Here's another leaf that fell off. I'm going to root that. Put it over there with that one. And this, it looks like I cut a little bit of the tuber. So that, oh, it came. Nope, that's still part of it. Okay, so I made a little slice in the tuber there. So what I saw was that they recommend, what do I want to say, painting that little section with activated charcoal. So that's what this is. And it's kind of, it's chunky, it's not powdery, this one. So, yeah, I got this to do terrariums. Wouldn't that be fun? But this helps to keep it from getting all algaed up and stuff, from my understanding. But, okay, so I think that against that will do fine. Now, I wondered, and I haven't looked up, why there's these little spots. See the little black spots on it? If you know what that's from, please tell me. If it's something I should be worried about, I will look it up too, but... So let's see, let's get them down in there where the, wow. So let's see if that's going to be deep enough. Okay, another one down. Now if I was worried about it flopping too much, I would put a bamboo cane in there and strap it up to it until it got established. So... should I put that one there? I could put one over here until I can. I'm running out of space. I have all of this I need to clear out of here. So one left. One left. There's another leaf I could start if I want to. Okay. Cleaning up these little rootlets that fell out. So that's another nice one. Another one. See, it has the black spots on it. That may be normal. Maybe that's why I call it Z, like zebra. I don't know. Anyways. This one, I'll show you in a couple of weeks. This is the toughest plant, and I just love it. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I want to gift one, which one do I want to keep? This one's the bigger one, so maybe that's the one I'll keep, and the others will be gifted. So, let's see. If I want something for a fancier pot, I also have containers that I can slip a pot down into. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put it in a plastic pot that I can put into a decorative container. And that will work too. Let's see, this might work. And then it could be easy to cut if I needed to. Yeah, this one, and then I'll just slip it into a pot that is pretty. So let's get this baby planted. Now these, it says that you shouldn't have them in direct sunlight. I have them in my office window, But because we're in the mountains, we're surrounded by tall, tall trees. The amount of direct light it gets is in the morning, and it's only in the winter. And so it does fine. But normally they say you should have it in bright, indirect light, not directly in the light. So that is one way of propagating your ZZ plant, Zanzibar Jim, whatever. There's one that's black. It's completely black. I didn't know plants were, well, I shouldn't say that. Sweet potato vine can be black, but it's beautiful. I would like to find one. I have been looking and I didn't find one. And then I was watching Janie. She was at a garden center with Robbie, and there was a black ZZ plant. I should have texted her really quick and said, hey, grab that for me, but I didn't. Okay. And probably by the time I saw the video, they weren't there anymore. So it would have been pointless. But that, my friends, is the lowdown. Now these, I should finish my sentence. I do that a lot. I'm sorry. That's the lowdown on one of the ways you can propagate your ZZ plant and plant it up when it's starting to bulge out of your pot. And I want to keep it smaller, so I aim for smaller pots. Now, as I said before, these things can get massive. So if you want a bigger plant and have it like where it sits on the floor or what have you, or in the middle of a big table or as a big statement piece, this is one that will do that. These I am going to plop into a jar of water. I had brought some jars in here. Now I don't know where they're at, but I will show you when I show you where I place these. This in some little jars. I save like the salsa jars. They have a really cute shape to them. So I have those on my kitchen windowsill for starting plants from leaves like this or stem cuttings. I will insert the clip of where I place these to grow on, and then I'll decide later on what I'm going to do with my extras. All right, I will see you in my next video where we'll do something else fun here in the greenhouse or out in the garden or in the Primrose Cottage, wherever. So I will see you then. Bye.
This one's in my office windowsill. And this one is here, oh, two are here in the Primrose Cottage in this window. Looks like the tip of that one got busted. I'll have to cut it back. So I found out that the black spots on it is on the stems that I asked about. That is from being in direct sunlight. So maybe these need to get moved to the other side, which is north facing. It doesn't get any direct sun. All right, friends, there you have it. ZZ plant divided into 3. So this one was flopping just a little bit too much. So I brought it back into the greenhouse, got me a little piece of bamboo off my bamboos, and I tied it up. Now, hopefully it'll get a little bit stronger as it grows, and then I can get rid of the tie, and it'll be just gorgeous. Get rid of the stake, and if not, the stake can blend in as it grows more leaves and stems. All right, that's how you stake it up if you need to.